What's going on?
There's a dead lady laying right over there.
What?
A dead body or something laying right over there. I did not get close.
If you get me CID out here, I'm gonna have a body.
When the cops arrived at the scene, they thought it was just another routine call, but what they discovered within the next 24 hours would shatter everything they thought they knew about the case.
Trying to calm her down, and she won't settle down for nothing. And I hit her again twice in the head. I went bam, okay, bam.
On the morning of June 20th, 2018, the routine of Bevel, Arkansas was shattered by a 911 call. A gas company meter reader, conducting his routine checks, stumbled upon a gruesome discovery at the intersection of 21st and Cherry, a dead body lying in an abandoned house. The dispatcher, grappling with the caller's shaken voice, struggled to gather basic information: gender, race, any details at all. The caller, visibly disturbed, could only confirm the presence of a black person's body and refused to approach any closer. Lieutenant Michael Danar of the Bevel Police Department was immediately dispatched to the scene, sensing the gravity of the situation beyond the initial report. Upon arrival, Lieutenant Danar was met by the distressed meter reader, who directed him towards the abandoned house. The scene was unsettling, a stark contrast to the ordinary morning.
911.
Yes, I think I just found a dead body.
Okay, where at, sir?
I am on the intersection of 21st and Cherry. Because I was doing a meter test and walked up on it. I didn't get super close.
Can you tell anything? Is it a male or a female?
No, I didn't get that close.
Is it a black male? Is it a black person or a white person?
It's a black person.
How far are you from it?
Close as I want to be.
What's going on?
There's a dead lady laying right over there.
What?
A dead body or something laying right over there. I did not get close. Laying right up in there. And I worked for the gas company. I was checking that meter when I walked in there.
In that bush
The
there?
dispatcher wanted to know if it was male or female. I said, ma'am, I'm not being hateful. That's not my job to know that. I'm not walking back in there.
I got you, buddy. Just hang back.
The lieutenant, recognizing the seriousness of the situation, requested backup. The initial assessment confirmed the presence of a deceased individual, and the area was quickly cordoned off as a crime scene. The immediate priority was to ensure the perpetrator was not still present. Officers, weapons drawn, cautiously entered the dilapidated house, meticulously clearing each room, aware that any detail could be crucial. Once the house was secured, the forensic team began their examination of the body. The initial observations were disturbing, suggesting foul play. The body was in a state of decomposition, covered in insects, making it difficult to discern specific injuries. However, it was evident that the victim had been assaulted. Further examination revealed a small puzzle piece adhered to her stomach, an unsettling detail that deepened the mystery. The victim had no identification, no wallet, nothing to reveal her identity, except for a distinctive floral tattoo on her arm.
17 feet. If you get me CID out here, I'm gonna have a body. You all right, buddy?
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I know, you know, we see this kind of stuff, but I know you don't.
Every time I work here, I always say, you never know what you'll find. Well, that wasn't what I was expecting.
Go ahead and start taping. Get it taped from that tree to,
Bumper?
yeah, right there. Hit your lights.
Through the house.
Not yet. This is not pleasant. Not pleasant.
Put it in.
Right here. I don't know what that is.
Put it in.
A brace. We're on the way.
Just the material of the dress and the way she was laying appeared that she was possibly assaulted. The body was in horrible condition. At the time, it was so many bugs and flies on it that you wasn't too sure what happened. As I was taking photos of her body, I noticed that there was a small puzzle piece stuck to her stomach area.
As the investigation progressed, a crowd of onlookers gathered, drawn by the unfolding drama. Amidst the chaos, a crucial lead emerged. An officer reported that a man named Jasper Perry had approached the scene, claiming to be searching for his friend, Bianca Rayner. This information provided a potential identity for the Jane Doe. However, before further inquiries could be made, Jasper Perry vanished, raising suspicions among the investigators. The sudden appearance and subsequent disappearance of Perry were deemed highly unusual, particularly in a case of such severity. detectives located Jasper Perry at his residence and began questioning him. They sought to confirm the victim's identity and gather information about her last known whereabouts.
I received information from an officer that a Jasper Perry had come to the scene and told them that he had been looking for his friend. Her name was Bianca Rayner.
When we're working a crime as heinous as this, to have a bystander come up and ask officers, did you find Bianca Rayner? That's odd.
Hey, Jeff. All right. Would you be willing to write me a statement about Bianca?
I left the scene, went a few blocks to the house, and talked to Jasper Perry.
Can you write me a statement about Bianca, about maybe what she was wearing, anything like that? See, right at this point, we're trying to eliminate everything.
Okay, she had on a dress.
Jasper confirmed that the victim was indeed Bianca Rayner and described her clothing, a black and pink striped dress, which matched the description of the deceased. Family members of Bianca Rayner were contacted, and they provided details about her tattoos, including a rose and her children's names on her leg. These details corroborated the forensic findings, confirming the victim's identity as Bianca Rayner, a 29-year-old mother of 2.
She had on dreads?
A dress, like a black and pink dress.
Was it striped or?
Striped.
Striped?
Yeah.
Black and pink dress?
Yeah. She told me she going to Miss Payton shop and she'll be right back. But if it's her name Bianca, yeah, Rayner.
Bianca Rayner. Okay.
Family members started to tell us about the tattoos that was on Bianca's body, which included a rose and her children's name on her leg. I was able to again go through the pictures that I had taken of the body and verify that it was Bianca Rayner.
The detectives, however, remained focused on Jasper Perry, who had identified the victim and was the last person to see her alive. Perry's presence at the crime scene and his subsequent disappearance raised red flags. Jasper Perry was brought in for questioning. Detectives sought to understand his relationship with Bianca and his account of their last encounter. Perry claimed they were just friends, and he had allowed her to stay at his house temporarily. He denied any romantic involvement or knowledge of her death. However, his demeanor and inconsistencies in his statements raised suspicions. Detectives noticed wounds on Perry's arms, which they suspected were defensive wounds, indicating a possible struggle. The autopsy results confirmed the detectives' suspicions.
Jasper Perry claimed that he knew Bianca. We wanted to know what their relationship was. Were they involved or just friends? At this point, we considered him to be a suspect.
When was the last time you saw Bianca?
It's either a day and a half or 2 days ago.
So it was either Monday or Tuesday, right?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Mm-mm.
Who is Bianca to you?
Just a friend.
Just a friend?
I met her or whatever, and she said she ain't had nowhere to go, so I let her stay at my house. All her clothes still at my house right now.
Were you involved with her?
No, we was just friends.
Never had a...
Never had a relationship with her. I was just trying to help her out.
Okay.
She had not only been strangled with the cords around her neck, but that she had also been bludgeoned and had been sexually assaulted.
What's that on your arm there, Jasper?
What's what?
On the back side of your arm there.
I cut yards, and I was trying to fix my wheel and my lawnmower or whatever.
You scraped your arm up?
Nah, I burnt it.
After speaking to the victim's grandmother and knowing that she would have been a fighter, Mr. Perry had some wounds on him that we noticed that we thought were possibly defensive wounds. So we did suspect that he was involved in Miss Rayner's death.
Seeing the inconsistencies in Jasper's statements and the physical evidence on his person, the detectives sought to gain more concrete proof. To that end, they offered him a polygraph test, and he agreed to take it. Jason Simpkins administered the polygraph test, a crucial step in the investigation. However, the polygraph results were conclusive, indicating deception. Jasper had failed the test, suggesting he was withholding crucial information about Bianca Rayner's death. The detectives shifted their approach, accusing him outright of the murder, hoping to elicit a confession. Jasper continued to deny any involvement. With no confession forthcoming, the detectives focused on gathering physical evidence. They knew that if Jasper was involved, his DNA might be present on the victim's body. However, the DNA analysis results were still pending. They released Jasper, knowing they would need to pursue other leads while continuing to monitor him.
Jasper Perry gave us a story which we didn't believe, so we offered him a polygraph. He agreed to take it.
Remember which one you're gonna lie on? Yeah. Which one? Did you write the number 3? Is your first name Jasper? Have you ever hurt a family member? The test is about to begin. Please remain still with your feet flat on the floor, facing forward. Did you kill that woman? Did you help plan or participate in the killing of that woman?
Jasper, I've scored the charts. I've looked at everything. It's obvious you're not being honest with me about your involvement with her death.
Man, this test is not right. It's not right. So what questions did I fail?
Failed all of them. You failed the test. You lied.
But I lied.
You're caught. You killed her. Now, here's the thing.
You said I killed her?
Yes. I'm saying you killed her.
Man, that's on my kids. I didn't
Don't
kill
put
her.
anything on your kids. Don't do that.
Oh my God, man, y'all finna charge me with a murder.
Now, let me tell you this. All right? Looking at how she was, I mean, you felt bad about what you did. You did. It was obvious.
I swear to
I
God.
don't think it was on purpose.
But I'm telling you,
I
I
don't
didn't.
think it was on purpose.
Sir, I didn't kill her.
As far as polygraph being used in court, in the state of Arkansas, it is inadmissible. However, it is a tool that we use in the investigation to help steer us. There's one or two things happened here. Okay? You're a cold-blooded killer that needs to be locked up and the key thrown away. You're a person that made a mistake.
I didn't kill her.
We knew that if he did have something to do with her, it was possible that his DNA would probably be on her. We didn't have any analysis back at this point, so we didn't know.
At that point, I don't know if he's going to be the person who actually killed Bianca, but he's definitely going to be a suspect until we determine why it is that he was deceptive on this test.
The investigation turned to Bianca's movements in her final days, leading them to a surprising discovery. She had been spending time with another man, not Jasper. This new lead introduced a married man who had taken Bianca on a weekend trip. Detectives interviewed this new suspect, who admitted to knowing Bianca. He described her as a free spirit and confirmed they had taken a trip to Mississippi. The detectives noted his suspicious behavior and evasive answers.
We had learned that Bianca had actually recently been on a weekend trip, so to speak, with another gentleman. He was married, so we just needed now to locate him and talk to him and find out exactly what was he doing with her. Why did they go out of town? What kind of relationship did they have? How do you know Bianca?
We met about a month ago. When she was one of my employees' friends, and she came over to his house. I met her over there.
What kind of relationship did you and her have?
Friends and stuff. She was she's kind of wild, young and stuff, free spirit, but.
We're being told that you and her went out of town last week together.
Yeah, I got a business in Mississippi too. She rode with me down there.
At this point, he's acting suspicious. We, of course, wanted to question him to find out what his whereabouts were for the last few days so we could narrow him down as a suspect or eliminate him as a suspect.
So how long were you out in Mississippi?
4 days. 4 days, yeah. I just got cut. We stayed at a resort where I do my work at on the beach.
Did he between you?
We had a good time.
No, I mean.
Oh no.
When was the last time that you saw?
Last time I saw her when I dropped her off from when we got back from Mississippi, probably like 2 weeks ago, probably like 10, 11 o'clock at night Monday. It might have been Tuesday, I'm not sure. It's been a while.
Would you mind today if I took a sample of your DNA?
No problem.
Just to make sure.
We did collect DNA samples from him to send to the crime lab for analysis in the event that we did get any DNA off of Miss Rayner's body.
While awaiting the autopsy results, the detectives continued their investigation, refusing to remain idle. They uncovered a crucial piece of information, a phone call made the night before Bianca's body was found. The caller had reported an open door at the abandoned house. The detective who handled offender registry recognized the caller's voice as Ricky Bassett, a local registered offender. Ricky Bassett was brought in for questioning. He claimed he had called to report the open door out of concern for the neighborhood.
We found a body over there at that house, okay? You called it in last night. You called in the door was kicked in over there.
Yeah.
You said that was your hand brace, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you left it in the house when you moved.
Yeah.
Ricky did not live in the residence where we found the brace. So we knew that it was highly suspicious that we would find this wrist brace he's looking for at what we at the time thought was the scene of the crime.
Why was your hand brace in the house where it was found?
It's supposed to be in that other house over there.
We had not gotten back any results from the medical examiner's report yet. We have a local offender who is claiming that he lost a wrist brace in what we thought was the crime scene. We were excited because we thought we had our guy.
The detectives collected Ricky's DNA and scheduled a polygraph test. They made it clear that he was a suspect in the murder. Ricky agreed to the polygraph, but his results were as damning as Jasper's, if not worse. Despite the polygraph results, Ricky remained uncooperative. The detectives knew they were dealing with a seasoned individual familiar with the system.
Will you submit to a polygraph?
Yes, sir.
We're going to give it to you right now, okay? So I'm not going to lie to you. Right now, I'm looking at you as a suspect, man.
Did you kill that woman? You know for sure who killed that woman.
They could say you killed her out of just cold blood. Your offender needs to be thrown in jail. Or this was an accident. This is something that went wrong.
You felt bad. That's why you called.
Tell me, Ricky. Tell me what happened to her, so I can tell her family.
So I don't know.
Their next step took them back to the starting point of the investigation, the area surrounding the house where Bianca's body was discovered. Ricky Bassett had recently resided across from this location, and the detectives sought to gather more information by speaking with the current tenant of the house.
Yes, sir. I know he come back while we was cleaning out the house Monday morning and was sifting through the garbage looking for a wrist brace.
What'd you say your name was?
Dalton Torres.
You got ID?
No, I don't.
You don't have no form of ID?
No, because when I was on the train here, my wallet was took out of my bag while I was sleeping.
What's your date of birth?
7/21/1995.
95? 95?
This man looked about 60. I knew immediately that he was lying to us.
Do you have any issues with us walking around back here to your house and talking?
No.
Private? Okay.
No.
Left foot.
You can see what a mess the house is in. All that's like puzzle pieces and stuff that we swept out of there. This house needs a lot of work.
We can see these puzzle pieces laying all over the floor in the hallway, and they're covered in a stain that we automatically recognize as blood. We knew at that point, we've got our crime scene. We were there. We were where we needed to be.
Hey, do you mind coming up to the police station with us and talking to us? Well, I want to sit down and talk to you slowly, okay? You're not under arrest. I'm going to put you in some cuffs for safety reasons, okay?
I just basically wanted to keep him calm and put him in cuffs. I didn't know if he had a gun because I hadn't searched him yet.
The detectives handcuffed the man, not knowing if he was armed. During a search, they discovered his identification, contradicting his earlier claim that he had lost his wallet. The identification revealed his name, Harold Bennett. Harold Bennett was taken to the police station for further questioning. The detective suspected he had knowledge of Bianca's murder.
I'm going to take some stuff out of your pockets here, all right? You didn't lie when you said you didn't have no ID, did you? You got a driver's license?
Like I said, my whole wallet was took. I got that wallet from a friend of mine.
Well, that looks an awful lot like you in that driver's license.
It's not me.
I didn't know who I was talking to until I found his driver's license. I'm looking at the picture, I'm looking at him. It was obvious that he was Harold Bennett.
You got a reason to lie to me about who you are?
No, I don't.
All right, you're in custody right now, okay? Just until I figure out who you are. Hang on, Harold. Dalton. My bad, brother. You responded well to Harold, though.
We knew that if he's lying to us about that, then he probably knows a lot more about Miss Rayner's case.
You're Harold Bennett. Why would you lie to me and tell me that you're not Harold Bennett?
Because I have 8 warrants in Arkansas.
We find a girl that we believe is across the street from your house.
I didn't do that.
Listen, you won't talk.
I wasn't even here then.
You lied to us about who you are. At this point, I suspect that you did something too. the girl?
No, I did. God's honest truth, I didn't. I'm not lying either.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about it, brother. The black girl that we found across the street from your house, did you know her?
No, I didn't.
Have you had any girls in your house this week?
No, I didn't. I didn't go in that house till first thing Monday morning after 8 o'clock.
There's no reason why your DNA should be on Bianca. And there's no reason why Bianca's DNA should be on your body anywhere.
That's
or
right.
in your house.
That's right.
No reason at all.
No reason at all.
We need to get Mr. Bennett locked into a story of where he was, what was going on. Of course, he denies having anything to do with it, but we know that if he had sex with her, his DNA would probably be on her.
Harold, let's talk. And if you had sex with the girl, if she was and you had sex with her, just tell us, man. If you had sex with her, I don't care. All I care about is if you killed her. Listen, buddy. If you had sex with that girl and you don't tell us and her DNA comes back on you, you're count. Did you have sex with her, Harold?
Eventually, Harold admitted to having paid Bianca for sexual activity. He claimed the encounter was brief and uneventful. However, the detectives suspected he was withholding crucial details. They emphasized the presence of a puzzle piece on Bianca's body, linking her to his house.
Y'all would think I was guilty of killing her if I said yes. I didn't kill anybody. I ain't never done that.
If you tell me you had sex with that girl and you didn't kill her, at least you're being honest with me. But if you tell me you didn't have sex with her and her DNA comes back on you, Harold, that's going to look bad, man, and I'm not going to believe you if I ever talk to you again.
Yes, I had with her. And yes, I paid her $50 because she said that's what her price was. And I had trouble maintaining, and everything. So we didn't have probably more than 5 minutes, and it was over with.
Did that make you mad?
No,
You just
it don't make me mad. No. I mean, no.
So we're going to search your house.
But I didn't kill nobody, sir.
Well,
I swear to God I didn't.
I do know this. You're going to lie to me, Harold. That's just human nature. If I killed somebody, I wouldn't want to say it either. But I'm going to tell you something. And this is not because I'm a cop, because I'm going to charge you regardless. I'm going to be honest with you. If you hold on to that, that will you up for the rest of your life.
What's that?
The pain of what you did to that girl.
I didn't know.
That woman had 2 baby girls. 2 baby girls. That will never see her mama again.
I did not kill her, sir.
Honestly, I believe you killed her. I don't know why.
No, I didn't.
Let me ask you this question. Why'd she have a puzzle piece stuck to her stomach?
I have no idea.
He sticks to his story that they just had since she leaves. I didn't really believe him, but I didn't know, so I call in Detective Simpkins. It's not uncommon for us to swap up investigators and change tactics on individuals that we're interviewing, and I knew there was more to get out of him.
Having the information of what he had disclosed to Captain Frazier helped me in knowing, okay, Harold did have some sort of involvement with Bianca Rayner. We know that encounter would have been right around the time of her death.
After hours of questioning, Harold began to break down, but he still refused to confess to murder. He admitted to an altercation with Bianca, claiming she had attacked him with a gun and he had acted in self-defense, unintentionally causing her death. The detectives, sensing he was close to revealing the truth, decided to take him back to the crime scene. At the crime scene, Harold's attitude changed. He was given a cigarette to ease his nerves, and he began to recount the events.
You're not a bad person. Bennett, what happened? What happened? What happened in there?
Harold, he started crying, said he didn't mean to, talked about an argument between the two of them. I know that he wasn't giving me the actual full details as to what he had done.
You go down there and let him show me where it's at.
But I got scared.
You need a lighter? Get it lit? Alright, let me pull my car out. Right over here, number 8.
that.
Told me before everything happened. I want you to show me, okay? Can you do that for me? Okay. So, when Bianca were over here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She don't love sheep first.
Okay.
We went to the bedroom.
Okay.
We came back in here,
Okay.
and then I ended up not being able to finish,
Yeah.
At least half the money back.
Harold began to narrate how events unfolded, leading to the gruesome crime. He walked the detectives through the house, pointing out where Bianca had stood and where he claimed she had brandished a pocket knife. He portrayed himself as a victim, acting in self-defense. He described how he had struck Bianca repeatedly, each blow causing her to lose consciousness, only to be met with renewed aggression upon her awakening. However, it wasn't the details of the alleged self-defense that struck the detectives, but the chilling enthusiasm with which Harold recounted the violence. After ensuring Bianca was dead, Harold placed her body in a trash can and dragged it across the street to her own house.
He got mad, like I was going to take the money from him. Okay, and goes over there and grabs that knife and she took waving like this.
Harold was steadily portraying himself as he was a victim in this, and this was self-defense.
And then she's coming at me with it. The bar is laying right here. I grabbed the bar.
Swung. So if I'm hurt, how did you hit? You don't really hit me, just bam.
Every time he would beat her and she would lose consciousness, when she would wake up, he would go back and beat her some more.
I hit her not once, but twice that time.
Did she still have the knife?
Yeah. I mean, that's one tough girl, I'll tell you what. And I hit her again twice in the head. I went, bam,
Okay.
bam. I'm trying to be rational and calm with her. Trying to calm her down. And she won't settle down for nothing. And so I go in there and I'm sitting down, I'm smoking, I'm wondering, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, Lord, please forgive me. Lord, please forgive me. You know?
He would say that he felt bad about it, but his actions, his body language showed more that he was excited about reliving it, that he was getting to tell me and show me what he had done to her, how many times he had hit her, where he hit her.
Right in here?
Right, either there or right here. I can't remember.
I was able to garner the confession from Harold Bennett and prove that he acted alone. He was wanting to cast himself as a victim, but he almost appeared as if he was proud of what he had done.
The investigative team, satisfied with their swift resolution of the case, had obtained a confession within 24 hours of discovering Bianca's body. However, the autopsy report revealed a shocking detail.
I became involved in this case when the detectives called our office and notified us that Bianca Rayner's body had been found. The reenactment video was very difficult for me to watch. The way Harold Bennett described what he did to her was very upsetting. While we were watching the video, the medical examiner called one of the other detectives to tell him the cause of death. And what we didn't know at the time was that she had actually been shot 3 times in the head.
Harold Bennett was taken to court, where he was convicted of the first-degree murder of Bianca Rayner and sentenced to life in prison. He maintained that he had acted alone, a claim the investigators believed to be true. Subscribe for more interesting videos like this. Thanks for watching.